Hello from Wandering Wanda. We are at...
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, KOA.
Okay, that's where we're at. We have a very long pull through that is joined with this pull through. So we can't put the truck too far from the lawn area. It is an over 50 site. Maybe it's 60. No, it's a little bit longer. 65 feet site. It's nice. We have no trees above us except this one, but where Starlink is between the two air conditioners. I think there's mosquitoes here. I'm not really sure. I'm not getting bit yet. We're at site 112. We were supposed to be at site 102, which is that back end over there, but we would be in trees again. So I'm very happy that they moved us. So someone else is going there. Again, no trees where Starlink is at. You got water in, water out. Water pressure is really good, so you're gonna need a water pressure valve. Something is beeping. Who's beeping? Oh, they're beeping. We're not beeping. Okay, they're beeping. They're having electrical issues. I'm so sad for them. We did have to put a leveling block down on this end. And again, this part of the park, I like this park. It's nice and open. Get rid of the freaking trees. They do not work for today's RVers, not with our Starlink. So they need to chop half of those trees down over there in those back ends. But I like the fact that they have nice saplings over here. Hopefully they don't let it get too big. It was a long drive today. It was a 6-hour drive, plus our meal over in Red Robin. That was about 45 minutes. And they are providing dinner here for us tonight at 5:30. So I've got an hour, 2 hours. I got 2 hours to take a nap if I wanted to. We are actually not that close to Lancaster. Lancaster is about 18 miles away, maybe even 20. We'll see tomorrow. We hop on a tour bus tomorrow to take a look at whatever's in the area. I know we are... I do need a nap. I know we are going to Philadelphia in one of the bus tours, and we're going to Independence Hall. So actually looking forward to that, because that's a cancellation stamp in my national parks book. So right now it's a yes if I would stay here again. Oh, there's an Airstream. Oh, go get a flamingo.
There we go. Come on up there. I'm more of a specialized. I'm more of a specialized.
Okay, Walter's gabbing. Gab, 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 gab. Oh, I don't like this part of the park. Way too many trees. Look at all the freaking trees. Okay, we're having
fan tarts.
We're having
Fan tart.
fan tart
Fan tart cookies.
cookies. They're big here
They're
in
very,
Lancaster.
very thin.
Right there.
Sugar and butter.
Hershey World, Chocolate World. You want a shopping cart? Huh? Oh, I haven't found anything I want.
I got you Kit Kat.
got me Kit Kat.
You got a Kit Kat?
What? Oh.
Oh, like everything in the world.
Oh, Whopper. I like Whoppers.
Oh.
Oh, they don't have white chocolate. Do you have any white chocolate?
What was that?
White chocolate? I haven't seen any white chocolate.
The closest thing is going to be our vanilla Kit Kat. Otherwise, it's just going to be cookies and cream flavor.
Oh, okay, well, that's disappointing. All right, thank you. No white chocolate.
They don't do white chocolate.
They don't do white chocolate.
Oh, more Kit Kat.
Oh, look at that. It says, "Welcome, Walter."
Well, Milton was
Okay, they're just sitting there.
And is the largest statue to grace the top of a building. There it is. William Penn stands on top of City Hall. City Hall took 30 years to build. It was started in 1871 and completed in 1901 by...
Video me running up the steps.
Oh, sure. I can't.
I'll probably
do this.
trip, fall, and break my nose, but you can video me.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Running up the steps like Rocky Balboa.
Go.
The wind.
The State House bell, a communications device. They were going to ring it to call assemblymen into their sessions. They would ring it to call students to their classes at the first university in America, the University of Pennsylvania. Founded by
Benjamin Franklin.
They would ring it to call people to the State House yard to hear important readings of the news. They would ring it to commemorate the death of a king, George II, to celebrate the coronation of a new king, George III, to celebrate the birth of every one of George III's children. He had 15. They rang it a lot. As a matter of fact, people petitioned the government, don't ring it so much, we're tired of hearing it. But its most important ringing was on July the 8th of 1776, when it called people to the State House yard to hear the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence from the back steps. And because of that event, the bell got a nickname. They didn't call it the State House bell anymore, they called it the Independence Bell. That one never really caught on. I don't know why. Well, it rang and it rang for every purpose under heaven except one. It did not tell the time. That's the only thing it didn't do. The bell that got up there now is called the Centennial Bell, placed there in 1876 for our 100th birthday, 6.5 times bigger than. They went up and looked. They discovered there was a crack in the bell from the lip halfway up. Now, you might have heard stories of how the crack got in the Liberty Bell. Hundreds of different stories. They all have one thing in common. They're all false. Nobody knows exactly how, when, or why the Liberty Bell cracked. In all probability, it just wore out. Remember, Pass and Stowe were not bell makers. We do know, however, when it was repaired, and that was for George Washington's birthday in 1846. They wanted to ring the bell that day, so they repaired the crack by drilling it out. You know that big gaping hole you saw down the front of the bell? That wasn't the crack. That was the repair job. It's called stop drilling. The idea is if you separate the edges of the metal, they don't rub together when the bell vibrates. You get a clear tone, and it usually stops a bell from cracking further. This time it didn't work. They rang it for about 3 hours. The buzzing noise came back. They looked, a new crack had formed from the top of the old one all the way up to the top of the bell. Now, ordinarily, you would have melted the old bell down and made a new one out of the metal. But the bell had gained a new life as an icon, a symbol, because of the inscription around the top. From Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 10 of the Old Testament. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. Well, this probably referred to religious liberty, because it was ordered in the 50th anniversary year of the Great Charter of Liberties, giving religious liberty. However, in the 1830s, a group of abolitionists from Boston called the Friends of Freedom were holding their convention in Philadelphia trying to end slavery in America. Being good tourists, they did what we all do. They went up to the top of the tallest building around to get a good view of the city. They saw the bell, they read the inscription, they said, what a brilliant slogan for our attempt to end slavery. They adopted the bell as their icon, put images of it on all their anti-slavery literature, and in 1839, one of them wrote a poem entitled, The Philadelphia Liberty Bell. That's how it got the nickname. Today it is an international icon of freedom and liberty. Every state of the Union has a copy of the Liberty Bell. There are 15 copies in various countries throughout the world, and they are still ringing the chimes of freedom. For instance, when Germany was reunited and the Berlin Wall came tumbling down, they were ringing a copy of the Liberty Bell as they tore the wall down brick by brick. So, in 1732, right where you're standing now, was swampland. The government always builds on swampland. They figured by building out this way, they could encourage the city to grow to the west. Their plan worked. They started the building in 1732, which is the same year George Washington was born. One of the reasons there's a statue of George Washington in front of the building, he and the building are the same age. Well, when they started it, the city came up to 4th Street, we had 10,000 people. By the time they finished it, George Washington was in his 20s. The city extended up to 6th Street, we had 30,000 people. By the time the American Revolution, the city extended up to 7th or 8th Street, we had nearly 40,000 people, making Philadelphia the largest English-speaking city in the world outside of the British Isles. This was built to house the 3 branches of royal government, which are the same 3 we have today. Lower left-hand chamber, the legislative branch, home of the Pennsylvania Assembly. Lower right-hand chamber, judicial branch, Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. Second floor, executive branch, office of the proprietary governor and his council. We call it Independence Hall because of 3 documents, written, approved, or both, in that lower left-hand chamber. The first great document, with a D.
Declaration.
Declaration of Independence. Did the Declaration of Independence create a country?
No. No.
Who says yes? Who says no? Trick question, you're both right. No, it did not create a country, but yes, it did create 13 countries.
Yep.
Every colony was now its own country or state. But we were fighting a war of independence. We needed cooperation between the states to do it. So immediately after approving the Declaration, the delegates sat down and started to draft a kind of government, a loose confederacy, or firm league of friendship, as they put it, under a document called with an A.
Articles of Confederation.
Articles of Confederation, which were not very good, but they worked as long as we had a common enemy. But after the war was over, we no longer had the common enemy, and the colonies, now states, gleefully went back to fighting amongst each other, because they hated each other almost as much as they hated England. There was a shooting war going on between New York and New Jersey over its boundaries. A similar war going on between Virginia and Maryland, as they pronounced it back then, over its boundaries. Pennsylvania and Connecticut were at each other's throats about western lands, both of them claimed, and everybody hated Rhode Island. Yeah, they called it Rhode Island. In May of 1787, 12 of the 13 states, Rhode Island included, sent delegates back here to see if they could strengthen the Articles of Confederation. After a week of debate, they scrapped the Articles as being unworkable. They locked the doors and windows and proceeded to do what they were not supposed to do. They created a brand new federal government under a document called the Constitution of the United States. They were not authorized to do that, but they did it anyway. And it's a good thing for the same one we're using today, with a few amendments added here. 27 to be exact. Well, now the question was, we got this new government, where's our new capital going to be? Everybody wanted the capital in their home state. Everybody, that is, except Alexander Hamilton. He could have cared less. He was going to be the Secretary of the Treasury. What he wanted was a national bank. He said, you need a national bank to regulate currency and to pay off the debts of the American Revolution. After all, he said, a country has no credibility if it cannot pay off its debts. Wonder what he thinks today. At any rate, he knew that the South hated banks. They were never going to approve of his bank idea. And he knew that the South had paid off most of its war debt. It would not be happy contributing.
Going to the Betsy Ross house. Yes.
Keep me in line, all right? That's what he said.
We're just doing what we're told. Because I do everything I'm told.
Oh, right, yeah.
I tried, but I have to hear it first. You have these 2 little people on your shoulder.
I think there's 4 on this side and only 1 on that side.
Oh, there you go.
But yes, I think you're right.
We're having lunch at a Filipino stand.
We'll be ready in like 8 minutes.
Okay. Oh, I
should
forgot
put a
my
stamp here.
stampy thing in my bag.
They should have little ones or you can buy some
Yeah.
more.
What, me shouting? That's nothing new.
Shouting their wine too.
Okay, we were in a bus tour of
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. So that is this episode. Tomorrow we head off to Washington, D.C.
With a midway stop at Gettysburg.
with a midway stop to Gettysburg.
Yep.
Right. Thank you for watching. Bye.